Hi, this is Debbie. All right, let's talk about your next step of being a leader. So far you made sure you were added to all the different groups for information and training and just connecting with the other leaders. So now let's get to the nitty gritty of what you should do in your first week or so of being a team leader. All right, what I think is one of the most important things to do right off the bat is communicating to your whole team that you are their new leader. So the first thing you're going to want to do is establish some way to communicate with them. I really want to emphasize not starting a Facebook group. You should not be starting your own separate Facebook group for your team until about senior director. Before then, there's just way too many groups for them to be in. This adds a whole nother group for them to be in. They may have 5 other groups within Beautifully Polished. It's just too overwhelming. So just figure out a way. I think one of the best ways is Messenger through Facebook. So you start a group, you add all of your people to it, and then you could start with a simple message in there that says, hey, I know I haven't met all of you, or maybe you have met all of them already and talked to all of them, but I just want to tell you I'm super excited. I promoted this month, and that makes me your new team leader. This is going to be so exciting and fun for all of us to work together. Thank you so much for working so hard and helping me get to this place. I wanted to let you know this because I'll be your first upline leader if you need help or to reach out to. Know that I'm just learning, and so I can always, if I don't have the answer, I can always go to my upline leader and get the answer and come back to you guys. We kind of like to have them go to you first, then your leader, and kind of up the chain to get answers. And obviously, before they even come to you, we'd love for them to search the answer out themselves. So we're trying to make them independent and coming to us after to cut back on everyone's work. That's how we have videos created and other resources for them to look up the answer. So don't be afraid to just tell them, hey, have you checked the Trello board? Hey, if you watched this video, make them take ownership of their own business and find the answer and then come to you. So with that said, you've created a group for communicating with them. So in this group, you can, congratulate them, wish them happy birthday, repeat something that came from Beautifully Polished, whatever it is, but that's your small place for you guys to share ideas and stuff. So the first thing you do within that group, or if you'd rather send an email, but get the message out to everybody that you are their first upline leader. I have a sample of hey, I'm your new team leader letter on the leader Trello board. So you can peek there if you want some suggestions of what to say. So those are the first couple things you do is create the group, then send a letter. Next thing I want you to be able to do is run your downlines every day. Get in the habit, because as your team grows and grows, you're not going to know if somebody new joined your team, and you want to be able to reach out to that person. So I'm going to share my screen for a minute here. Okay, so we'll come up here to team and do downline. Then when you get your downline, you would come to the start date and click it, and click again till you have the most recent date. And there you go. There's how you would figure out if someone joined your team. So it's pretty easy to figure it out. So each morning or each evening, you can check go in, check your downline, see if anybody joined that day. So if they did, what you want to do is make a phone call and just welcome them to your team. You spend a few minutes talking, introduce yourself. Hey, I'm Debbie, I'm your new team leader. Welcome to our team. I had a few minutes and I just wanted to personally say that I'm excited that you decided to join our team. In that conversation, it's a great place to say, what brought you to Color Street? Did you know your upline? You find out if they were from a party, and just say, have you figured out what your goals are with Color Street? This is where you're going to find out. Do they want to move into leadership? Is this just kind of a hobby? What do they think they want to do? Because that's going to help you kind of know how to work with them. So make that phone call, figure out what they want. What I would do is get a notebook. And in that notebook, you label it team members. So that way, each day when you call, you write their name, write down anything you learn about them, with the date, and you can always refer back to that. Or you could have a binder that's, has piece of paper that says, new stylist with their name and what their goals are. Um, I have one that is labeled, this is more for leadership, but senior stylist, team leader, director, and then when I make calls with them, I have their notes so I can keep it organized. So you can do the same thing with your stylist. And that way, the next time you talk to them, you can remember what you guys talked about. So run your downline every single day. And you're going to be connecting with your upline leader, which we'll talk about in the next video, to be following through on what's happening with these people. So if you're the one doing a call, your upline leader, I know depending what line you're in, like I send a welcome email to every person that joins our team. Once I do it typically on Mondays. So depending when they join, it may take them a week to get my email, it may take them one day. So they get something from me with lots of things. I'm pretty sure a lot of other executive or senior directors send one as well. So you don't necessarily need to send a letter to them, but I would definitely be reaching out and talking to them and then confirming, did you get a letter from our presidential founder, Debbie? Now on the Trello page, there is a sponsored letter. I think it's a very good idea for you to take that sponsored letter and send it to whoever sponsored them. So they kind of start taking responsibility. As a team leader, you are their leader, but when somebody decides they want to sponsor somebody, they're taking on the responsibility of helping that person too, making sure they get their back office set up. You're the person who's going to guide them to more training as their leader, but that sponsor is going to be showing them, how to do your basic day-to-day things and, how to find answers and how to get in the Trello board. So you also want to make sure that that stylist is doing that, because sometimes people sponsor somebody and they don't know what they're doing. Let's say someone signs up and a week later they have a friend join them. They're not going to know how to help them because they're still learning. You really need to jump in as their team leader and be providing information for both of them to get them off to that good start. All right, so those are your next steps in leadership. So make sure you check the Trello board for those sample letters. All right,